In this week's segment, we shall explore the term NRI, which stands for non-resident Indian. We will delve deep into the subject of NRI, the specific criteria that determines the NRI status, the benefits and challenges associated with being an NRI, the different categories of NRIs, popular destination for NRIs, their role in India's development, the legal aspects and documentation they need to be aware of, how to maintain NRI status, and finally, we'll discuss the future of NRIs in a globalized world. By the end of this video, you will have a thorough understanding of what it means to be an NRI and the evolving landscape.
Don't worry, we'll cover these topics across 2 videos to ensure they are easier for you to grasp and comprehend.
I am Chaitanya Garg, your financial advisor dedicated to making finance simple and accessible for everyone. Join us as we demystify the world of finance and empower NRIs to make informed and confident financial choices. Let's define NRIs. Let's start by clearly defining what an NRI is. An NRI or non-resident Indian is an individual of Indian origin or nationality who resides outside of India for a significant part of the year, resulting in limited physical presence in the country. NRIs are also referred to as Overseas Indian because they reside overseas. The Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999 FEMA and the Indian Tax Act have outlined specific guidelines defining NRI meaning for legislative and tax purposes. Let's see how to determine an NRI status. Section 6 of the Income Tax Act 1961 states that any person is said to be an NRI if they are not a resident of India. Then this brings us to our next question: how to determine if a person is deemed to be an Indian resident? They will be deemed to be an Indian resident if they fulfill any of the 2 conditions given here in any previous year. Here previous year means period starting 1st April and ending 31st March. Condition 1. If they are residing in India for a tenure of 182 or more days during the previous year. Or Condition 2. If they stay in India for 60 days or more during the previous year and 365 days or more during the 4 years immediately preceding the previous year. The person who does not fulfill any of the 2 conditions given here acquires the status of an NRI in that previous year. The government introduced an amendment in Condition 2 through the Finance Act 2020, applicable from 1st April 2021. As per the change norms, the tenure of 60 days given in Condition 2 shall be changed to 120 days in special cases. The substitution shall be effective when the total income of an Indian citizen or a person of Indian origin exceeds Rs 15 lakhs during the previous year. The total income will not include income from foreign sources. In the new Section 6 of the IT Act, from the assessment year 21-22, a person with total income above Rs 15 lakhs, excluding the earnings from foreign sources, shall be deemed to be an Indian resident only if they are not liable to pay any tax obligation in any other country. For Navy officers or traders who work in international waters, the tenure of stay depends on the territory. For instance, if the person spends more than 183 days in foreign territorial waters, they are considered to be an NRI. However, if they reside for a major part of the financial year in Indian territorial waters, they are considered Indian citizens. Students of Indian origin studying in universities outside India acquire the status of an NRI and have to abide by the legal regulations accordingly. Next segment: benefits of NRI status. Being an NRI comes with several advantages. NRIs can hold Indian bank accounts, invest in Indian assets, and own property in India. Let's explore the various benefits available to NRIs exclusively. First, NRI quota. Yes, you heard it right, NRI quota. Premier educational institutes in India have an NRI quota that accommodates NRIs and PIOs, OCIs, and foreign nationals. There are NRI quota seats for various branches in engineering, law, medical, management, etc. for NRI individuals willing to study in India. Number 2. Real estate. The Indian government allows NRIs to purchase or own immovable properties in India in compliance with the guidelines of the FEMA. An NRI is not subject to any legal formalities for real estate trades in India. All they need to do is fulfill the registration requirements associated with the purchase. Number 3. The Indian government has seat reservations for NRI candidates in every important polity. Number 4. NRIs have the full right to vote in national, state or local elections. Number 5. Tax benefits to NRIs. India has a double tax avoidance agreement with some countries. As per the terms of this agreement, if the NRI resides in any of these countries forming a part of the agreement, they do not have to pay double tax on the income fetched through their rent from their property located in India. The interest earned on the non-residential external accounts, the NRE, is fully exempt from tax in India. An NRI opens an NRE account in India to pool their foreign earnings. Many deductions are available to NRIs under Section 80C, 80D, 80G, 80TTA, Section 54 and Section 54EC. Next segment, challenges faced by NRIs. However, being an NRI also presents its own set of challenges. NRIs may encounter issues related to tax compliance, currency exchange, and managing investment across international borders. It's crucial to be aware of these challenges. First challenge, NRIs pay taxes to the government of the country they reside. These taxes are usually on the higher side compared to Indian taxes. Number 2, they get fewer government benefits than regular residents. Number 3, NRIs are not eligible to receive the few deductions rendered by the Income Tax Act 1961. Number 4, investments that are unavailable to NRIs are listed below. Senior Citizen Savings Scheme, NSCs, 5-year deposit scheme of post office, PPF. Next segment, categories of NRIs. NRIs can be categorized into different groups such as non-resident Indians, persons of Indian origin PIOs, and overseas citizens of India OCIs. Each group has its own set of rights and privileges. NRI, an Indian citizen who is ordinarily residing outside India and holds an Indian passport. PIO, a person who or whose any of the ancestors was an Indian national and who is presently holding another country's citizenship or nationality, that is, he or she is holding a foreign passport. OCI, a person registered as overseas citizen of India and holds a OCI card under Section 7 of Citizenship Act 1955. Next segment, popular destination for NRIs. Many NRIs choose to reside in countries like the United States, Canada, the UK, the UAE, amongst the other nations. Here are the top 10 countries having the highest number of NRIs. Number 1, USA 8.9 million, UAE 6.8 million, Malaysia 5.9 million, Saudi Arabia 5.1 million, Myanmar 4.01 million, United Kingdom 3.5 million, Canada 3.3 million, Sri Lanka 3.2 million, South Africa 3.1 million, and finally Kuwait 2.05 million.
In our next video, we shall further discuss about the different categories of NRIs, how to maintain NRI status, NRI's role in India's development, and their future in a globalized world. Thank you for joining us on this comprehensive journey through NRI taxation in India. If you found this information valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth financial insights. Until next time, empower yourself with knowledge and make informed financial decisions.